Evidence ties uncle to missing 5-year-old Utah girl, police say. This article is by KSL.com. Shortly after Logan police launched the search for 5-year-old Elizabeth Shelley on Saturday, they said they found evidence near her residence that linked Alex Whipple, the girl's uncle, to the missing child. These items have been forensically tested, and they do link Mr. Whipple to our missing child, Elizabeth. They also have evidence that links him to the residence that they were in, Logan Police Captain Tyson Budge said Monday. It also links them together outside the home. We have several of these scenes that we have located that have evidentiary items in it that we now have tested and now have evidence that they were together. The girl was last seen at 2 a.m. Saturday and was discovered missing from her home on the west side of Logan about 9:30 a.m. that morning. Whipple, 21, who had been at the house that night, was also gone. Whipple, who was on foot, was located by police about 3 p.m. Saturday and was taken into custody on unrelated warrants. Whipple has been uncooperative with investigators and is considered a suspect in Elizabeth's disappearance, police said. Butch said police interviewed Whipple for several hours. He was very uncooperative. He made some statements that we were able to verify as untrue very quickly into this interview because of the knowledge that we had of his whereabouts previously. Everything he has done has been quite deceptive, and we have no reason to believe anything he told us was accurate, Butch said. Meanwhile, the search for the missing girl is ongoing with some 200 officers from federal, state, and local agencies taking part, Logan Police said. We have been working around the clock since Saturday morning. No one has stopped. A statement issued Monday afternoon said the search will be called off for the day at dusk, and we will focus heavier on following up with tips and other leads throughout the night. Search teams will resume in the morning. Search warrants have been served at the missing girl's residence, and samples were taken from Whipple himself, he said. Evidence collected thus far points to Whipple, according to the captain. Since the beginning of this investigation, we have had enough information and enough evidence we believe that Alex Whipple was involved in the disappearance of Elizabeth Shelley. We're putting together a case, and as soon as we have more information, we'll make that available to you, Budge said. The public's help is still needed to pinpoint Whipple's whereabouts Friday and Saturday, especially on Saturday, though, with or without Elizabeth. If they've seen him, if they'd please contact the police, Budge said. Anyone who lives in the southwest portion of Logan or along the 1200 West between Nibley and Hiram and have video cameras are asked to call the Logan Police at 435-753-7555. Elizabeth was last seen wearing a red tank top and blue jeans. She is 3 feet 6 inches tall and weighs about 40 pounds and has shoulder-length brown hair with bangs, and she has brown eyes. When deputies arrested Whipple, he was found with a baseball bat along the roadside near 7600 South and 2400 West and was asked several times to identify himself, a police affidavit states. The individual refused to identify himself multiple times. Whipple tried to get away from the Sac County Sheriff's deputies as they tried to arrest him. He continued to be combative and was assisted to the ground and handcuffed. He had a metal baseball bat tucked in his back pocket and hidden in his jeans along his back, the affidavit states. Alex began telling us that he had a paraphernalia and drugs on him. A search incident to arrest discovered a pipe consistent with drug use in his right coat pocket, and in a left pocket, a silver container with thick residue that had an odor consistent with marijuana, police wrote. Deputy said Whipple also had an unopened can of beer despite a non-alcohol clause as part of his probation. Whipple was booked into the Satch County Jail for investigation of failure to disclose identity, possession of a controlled substance, and drug paraphernalia, possession of a dangerous weapon by a restricted person, and other potential charges. Previous court records list his address as Providence, Satch County. Whipple has a criminal history. In 2016, he was convicted of assault in an incident of domestic violence involving a co-inhabitant, according to state court records. He was convicted of joyriding in another case that year. He was also charged with possession of a controlled substance in 2017. Also in 2017, Whipple stole a car from his neighbor and led Utah Highway Patrol troopers on a 40-mile chase while driving under the influence of alcohol, according to court records. He finally stopped after police in Orem spiked his tires. He was arrested as he tried to run away. He was sentenced to prison on March 19, 2018, but the prison term was suspended and he was ordered to serve 180 days in jail and 5 years of probation. Terms of his probation include no alcohol, no illegal drugs and drug testing, and no violations of other laws, according to a court document. A violation of probation could itself send him to prison. Thanks, guys, for watching. As always, I want to know your thoughts and opinions, so leave me a comment below. Something that stands out to me is the last time this little girl was seen, it said that she was wearing a red tank top and blue jeans, but she was last seen at 2 a.m., so why wasn't she in PJs? I mean, she could have fell asleep with her clothes on. I know my son's done that before, but when he was little, I would try to change him into his pajamas, even though he was asleep. So let me know what you guys think about that, and I'll see you all this morning for some crime and coffee. Please say a prayer for this little girl's family.